Namaskar. Today I just want to share a story which came across during my career days while I was working in a northern steel plant. This happened in 1970s. I joined that firm in 1971 and as part of the training program for graduate engineers, they used to conduct various classes, management lessons. And this one particular incident, this happened in 1974 or so. I was very much, even now I remember. It is about a topic on motivation. Motivation is a subject now very widely adopted everywhere, in any field, in any walk of life. So the story goes like this. Before he comes to the topic of motivation, how the professional should be motivated, he narrated a story. Story is from Panchatantra, I think. Uh, a king, he goes and purchases two birds. That is in Arabian in countries like Arabia, North America. Usually, there is a Falcon, known as peregrine some species, where they can be brought as pets and reared up. So the king goes to the market. The weekly shanties are there normally. He goes there and purchases two small falcon and bring home. And the usual practice, the falcons are usually entrusted to a falconer who will bring up the bird to the desired expectation. And these birds are very friendly with the human beings. They play around and very nice to see them growing up. The king is very much fascinated, and now the falconer, after imparting training, he comes to the king and tells, after about 2 months, that the birds have been brought up. The birds have started. One bird has started flying, but the second one is still idle. It is not moving out of the branch of the tree, and is comfortably sitting on the tree branch. Whatever tricks I adopted, I am not in a position to move it out. So the king goes and sees himself what exactly is the reason. When he is convinced there is some problem with this bird, second bird. He calls all these court people as well as some nearby doctors those days, veterinary doctors who takes care of the birds, animals, and all this. They come and see the bird, but none of them could revive the bird or make it fly. Then king now declares that let us go to an interior place. There is a farmer. I know that he will be able to do this. So he goes and asks him to be brought to the palace. Next day the farmer comes. He said, I will get a solution by tomorrow and I will see how best it can be brought to, how best it can be made to fly. So the farmer comes next day, he sees the birds and he does something. You don't know what he had done. Then then he asked the king and all the court people to come and see how the second bird is also flying. Everyone was amazed because the second bird is all these days, all these last 2 to 3 months, it was just perching on the tree. Now it has started flying. So the king was so much happy. He ushers this farmer to the courtyard and he is presented with valuable gifts and precious stones and all this. And he asked the farmer, how could you make it? Can you tell us what is the trick adopted? And the farmer says in a very simple tone that, Lord, I did not do any trick. I wanted to cut the branch of the tree where this bird is sitting. The moment the axe has fallen on the branch, the bird flew it himself because it has no other alternative but to fly out. So this is the method he adopted. And this story he adopts for a carrot and stick method in management. The carrot and stick method in management normally goes with a performance incentive based on the performance incentive. Performance. So there were two sales executives selected as the same pay and same conditions and all those. One executive was able to give a lot of performance or sales return, whereas the other one he was enjoying the office. It was an AC room The secretary is also given for all sorts of official work. Then he gets snacks, tea also in between. He goes to the best restaurant to dine out. All these facilities are given to him and his family. So he was comfortably sitting and inside the room and enjoying all these benefits. But the first one, he was going out, meeting clients, and his sales turnover was very much on the higher side compared to the second person. So this is how he related the story. So here also they use a carrot and stick method. Here an incentive was offered in line with the performance or the sale turnover, and accordingly when the pay was fixed. The second one has no option because his pocket is getting burned. Now he also starts moving out, go to the field and meet the clients, and getting new orders and all this. With the result, the sale turnover went up. There is a good competition between these two. With the result, the company turnover went up sky high. So this is what he wanted to narrate. It's a process known as motivation. The motivation is technique adopted in all walks of life. Even in our own home, where when there are two kids studying, the elder child, the elder one is very prompt. He gets up very early in the morning, does all his jobs before going to the school, including his home lessons. The second one, he is more interested in going through his mobile, his electronic games, and some entertainment he watches. And even he is ready to skip his breakfast before going to the school, and he rushes to the school the last moment. So there also the parents have to use some sort of tricks to bring them back to a motivated state. So this is what I wanted to share. So let us adopt this sort of motivation technique, characteristic method in all our dealings with the people around, both in the profession as well as in the home. With that, let me conclude. I just wanted to share a story. Goodbye.